She's a best-selling author, a literary agent, and a publisher who has curated thousands of query letters and projects. As experienced editors, Deborah Herman and her team of professionals have seen every possible mistake a fiction writer can make. In fact, she's identified 7 mistakes that make all the difference between a compelling novel and a dud. Deborah, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It's such a pleasure to be able to share with writers why they're stuck. They don't have the objectivity to be able to look at their work and to know why they're writing books that are not compelling to other readers, that are not being published. So we're trying to help.
Well, you say one mistake fiction writers make is a lack of structure. Isn't that more an issue for factual writing?
You would think. However, every piece of writing needs structure. And I'm a person who totally doesn't like limits. And I think I don't like boundaries. I don't like limits. I don't like outlining and all the tedium of that we associate with a structured piece of writing. A creative writer wants to just be free and artistic and to let it flow and let the characters dictate who they want to become. However, you need to go back and see if you have all the ingredients of a book, of a novel. Do you have a plot? Do you have characters that can come alive? Do you have a path or a roadmap that that your reader can use to understand where you're going? When you don't have a structure to your book, you are basically taking your reader on a journey and leaving them in the middle of the weeds. They don't know where they're going. They don't know how to get back, and it's very frustrating. And it can be solved with a little bit of perspective. Usually, you need an objective professional editor who's going to look at your work and see the holes in your character development, in your plot, in maybe your characters have no motivation, or maybe you add things because you love them that really should be in a different book. That's another problem, and that all comes down to structure.
For those people who like to outline and who are organized, this is good news for them. What about those people who are more of a fly by the seat of your pants type? What about them?
It's great to fly by the seat of your pants. I enjoy it myself. Maybe this kind of person needs to, after someone looks at their work and tells them, you went off into a tangent here, what happened to this character you introduced who no longer is alive, or is just gone. We need to not think that our first draft is our only draft. We need to, if you're going to do it the way of seat of your pants writing and the flow, stream of consciousness, that's beautiful if you can do it. Some people are very organized in their thinking. They don't have to maybe write out the index cards and do the storyboarding. So that's great. But if you're not going to look at it a second time and do a second draft, you're going to leave all the holes in your story and it's just going to fall apart.
And that's why having an editor or a wingman alongside you is crucial to that stage.
I am not recommending that you go and have your best friend read your book. I'm not recommending even that necessarily you go to a college and have them read your book. The editing that I'm talking about, the professional editors that I use, understand not only the structure and the do's and don'ts of writing a novel, they also understand publishing. That's a very important blend, because you can write for yourself and have no idea what is going to be publishable. So someone who, the editors that I work with and myself, we've seen the quality and the level of what makes for a great novel.
Deborah, if writers want to know more about the rest of the 7 mistakes and whether or not they're making them, what should they do?
It's going to be difficult for them to determine if they're making them, but I think the best thing is for them to go to the assessmybook.com and see what we offer, and perhaps we can help them by reflecting back to them what mistakes they are making.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.